Brooksaw Antiques here. Today we have this 1937 Underwood Noiseless Model 77 vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. It's got a really pretty glossy black finish. Up top is the adjustable paper guide, and if you flip the panel back you can access the margins, which you just push down and you can move them. Also, the tabs are back here, and I'll show you how to use those after I show you how to type on this. So we're going to move the margins to be in between these paper fingers here, so when we type it doesn't get stuck on them. We're going to test those, and it looks good. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. You hit the slide space, gets you back to the beginning, and skips 1, 2, or 3. Right now we have it on single, but if you want double, you just flip the switch back, or flip it down 1, and it skips 2, 1 more, and it skips 3. That works good. We're going to keep it on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence on the next line. Beautiful typing machine, beautiful looking machine. Print looks really good, and all the keys type super nice. This is probably the quietest model you can get of any typewriter of all time. The keys push, they're like a punch instead of a slap, so that's kind of how they muffle it. And it's not completely noiseless like it's named, but it's very muffled, like basically like having a silencer on a gun. The gun still makes the noise, but it's very quiet. You can watch TV and type on this thing and still hear the TV. To pull the page out easy, flip this switch back and it unlocks the rollers underneath the plat, allowing you to pull the page out easy or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that forward before you load the next page, or else it won't load correctly. Got a backspace on the top left here. That works good. There's shift on each side and a shift lock on the left. To clear that, you just hit the shift button again. Tab function, like I've shown you before. These little inserts come out, and you can just put them anywhere on this rack. So we're going to put one right there. Kind of small, so they might get lost. You can go from the back and do it too. Actually easier from the top. Let's do that. So once that's set, I'll show you. You hit the tab button and it stops at each one of those. And right now we have just two set. So we're gonna hit the tab button and it stops at both of those tabs. That works good. This is your color selector. Right now we have it in a red, but it doesn't really matter because we have a solid black ribbon. What that does is it just goes up higher. So you hit the bottom portion of the ribbon when you have it in the middle, which is the white. It doesn't go up at all, so it just hits the paper without printing anything. And when you have it on the top blue, it hits the top portion of the ribbon. That works good if you want to use a dual ribbon. Usually the black would be on top and the red would be on bottom. This little rod that's sticking out here, if you push it in, it changes the direction of the ribbon to pull to this side, to the left. So when you type, it pulls it to that side, and if you push it in, it'll pull to this side. All the brand new ribbon, this is how you just take these right off, is loaded on this left side, so we want it to pull to this side. And it does have an automatic ribbon reverse. So once one side fills up, the other, it'll start pulling automatically to the other direction. This is a locking mechanism to lock the carriage in place when you have it in the case. And I'm not sure how to use that. There might be a button for that, but that's why that's there. Or maybe you just kind of release it somehow, but right now it's not locked. So it's not going to get stuck. And carriage release on each side right here. Those work good, very smooth. Margin release, it's the last thing. When you get to the end of the margin, it won't let you type it won't let you hit the paper, but if you hit that margin release, it will let you get past that so you can finish typing. And also there's a button on the end of this knob. It disables the spacing when you turn the knob. So if you let it go, each one of those clicks is one space. That works good. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.